Yeah, that's how we like to do it. We like to count it down in here and be professional as possible. And I like that countdown in space. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. I am your host, the romantic funny man, Shawn Cornelius, and I have a fantastic show tonight. Early show. This is kind of like a special show because we jump on at 10:30. But tonight I got a very special guest in the house, Bronx native. Hey, good. Hello, D. How you doing? What's up, Shayna? Two of my regulars who pop in every time. So we're gonna have a fantastic chat with this young lady, very talented young lady, and it's just gonna be a blast. So before I get started, I want you guys to please share as you jump on, share the live, and when anybody else comes on, we'll let them know, hey, Lisa Parker, how you doing? And we'll have them share it. And then we'll just rock and roll. All right. So let's get into it right away because I don't like to waste time. My guest tonight met this young lady out while I was performing. I was introduced by fellow entertainers. And she's very talented. She's a spoken word artist. But not only that, one of the things I respect her for is that she is a spoken word artist and she's good at it. Plus, she's an activist. She does a lot of community service work here in the Bronx with her community center. We'll get into all that. And maybe if I'm convincing enough and charismatic enough and cute enough, I can get her to do something live for us during the show. So, but I'm definitely interested on getting into the second half and seeing what her opinions on love, romance, relationships, and intimacy, and all of that is. So let's just go ahead and I'm gonna bring her in right now. You guys again coming in, Lisa Parker, Jerome Elting, Denise, hello, share this. So here we go. Please welcome artists up. Good evening.
Peace, peace, peace. It is so good to see you, and thank you for having me on the show. I'm so excited.
I'm excited as well. You're a busy woman. You're all over the place, and you're doing so many things. First of all, I want to say blessings because I know you told me the other day you had an accident, and it's good to see you, a car accident. So I'm glad that God had His hand over you. And so, how are you doing?
Thank you for that. So I'm doing better. I'm happy to have breath and be breathing. The car accident was pretty bad. The car totaled, every airbag deployed, but blissfully, I had airbags, places I didn't even know I had it. There was airbags by my feet. It was airbags everywhere. So, I'm just happy. And grateful.
Yeah, we're all well. I know people out there are watching that we're very grateful and blessed. So thank you for still coming, and hanging out. So let's get into this because we've known each other for a hot second. Mm-hmm. We performed together actually in the Bronx at JP Justice's one of his events.
Yes.
And then you came and supported my event at BB King's when I had my band out, and it's just been great. It's been great now, and I'm seeing you doing so many great things in the Bronx, but we'll get into that in a second. Let's find out where the name Artist Up came from, why you decided to be a spoken word artist, what inspired you for all of that.
Wow, that's a great question. So Artist Up came from, I've been an entertainer. I say I was born to be an entertainer. I've been a writer. I said before I could read, I started public speaking at the age of 9. My first public appearance was in Lehman College to kids that were a little younger than me. The adrenaline and the reaction, everything was so awesome. So I just kept on going. But I started performing my poetry maybe about 9 years ago or so. I started performing it, and it was so different from public speaking. It was like, I could speak to 10,000 people about a broom, but when I started doing poetry, it was like, I felt like people could see me like naked, like my soul, they could see me.
Right.
So when I started performing live, I'm like, Nicole, no, let me see. And I'm like, who am I? What am I? I'm like, I know I'm an artist all around. And then, in the Bronx, arts are really deprived. Anything of that nature is like in economically deprived communities is really deprived, and it's made to seem like, that's not something for people to do. And so I'm like, artist up, and I'm going to beat all the odds, and I'm just going to go all the way up from here. And that's where the name came from.
Okay, okay. I definitely get it, and that's great. It gives you some motivation to continue to stay on top of your game.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's cool. Now, what category would you put your style of spoken word in?
Wow. Well, I'm definitely a non-rhythmic poet. And so when I started doing my poetry, like I also teach poetry.
Okay.
Pre-pandemic, I was like in prisons and treatment facilities teaching poetry and public speaking. And a lot of the times youth or wherever I'm teaching, it's people are like, but I don't know how to. And I'm like, poetry is just expression. There is no real way to do poetry, And so I'm a non-rhythmic poet. I'm a freestyle poet. And I just express myself and hope to inspire people.
Right, and that's what I was going to go because obviously we make decisions to do things in our life. We have a reason always, and I wanted to know what your goals are as far as your poetry, because it can go to so many levels as we see now today. I mean, from every media section that's out there. What is your main goal with your poetry? What do you want to do with it?
Wow. Well, the main goal is for me always to continue with another one, right? And so for me, it's like when I first started writing, my goal was like to get some written poetry and then to perform it. And then so I'm at a point now where I am providing a platform for other poets and singers and dancers and actors to perform as I host an open mic. It's called Tuesday Night Expressions, Baby Sister Community Open Mic. And so I started it to bring awareness to mental health in the Black and brown communities and suicide amongst young Black women, because those numbers are just rising astronomically and nobody was really talking about it. And the arts are a real way to express. And so for me, poetry is not only a way for me to express myself, but I learned for many, many others to express themselves and save themselves. Like poetry saved my life. Shout out to Shaniqua Charles and Russell Cheek, who helped me put together this open mic and kick it off, and Hope Burgers. Shout out to them for being the initial people to actually kick me off in that arena and provide a platform for others.
And that's cool. That's so cool. I was going to definitely jump to that, but since you teased it a little bit, which is fantastic, we can go into that, because this is what I do. What I do for, I like to have a platform for my brothers and sisters to be able to talk about what they do, share their knowledge, share their wisdom, for us to help each other on certain levels. And you said that's what you're doing, providing a platform for folks. And you're doing a lot of activism. You're doing a lot of stuff. And it's right here in your community, in the Bronx, which is fantastic. Now, some people might consider you a star or a celeb, but you're doing it before the major, because I saw you did an interview on the news.
Yeah.
Or something, right. But you're doing things before, you might get skyrocket past the level. Why is that important to you? Why is that so important for you to do it now in your community?
Well, this is where I learned how important it really is and how it can really reach those who have been forgotten about before they even had a chance to start.
Right.
So it is so important to not forget where you come from. And I know exactly where I come from, and to leave that place behind is to just be not artist up. And so that would be impossible. So I think it's really important to do things where I'm from, where people are from, to just let others know that you're tangible, because a lot of times people who look like us are not mainstream media, or are not so close to reach, or get to a certain level and forget about where they came from. And so I'm also an educator in the Board of Education. And so I want the children to know, I want the adults to know, the youth to know, the people I work with in the prisons and the treatment facilities. I want everybody to know that I'm tangible, that I'm real, and that whatever they want to do is real as well. And we're all here to support one another.
Right. One of my sayings is if you can see it, you can be it. You know what I mean? If you see someone out there doing something, you can achieve whatever, depending on your blessing. It doesn't
Hmm.
have to be that. It doesn't have to be what you do or what I do. But if you
Hmm.
can see yourself doing, you can see, you can achieve those things. And it's good to have those role models. And you're young, and the young people can connect with that. And because I go back, I'm not sure if you are familiar with Charles Barkley years ago, being the basketball player he was, saying that he's not a role model, and so many people got up in arms with that. But he was saying, I shouldn't be the one that your kids look up to. Your
Right.
kids should look up to you as parents, their brothers and sisters in the home, people in the community, such as yourself. You
Hmm.
know. So now, what you do every week with your at the community center, can anybody be a part of that? Was there a criteria for that?
Well, the criteria is that you breathe so you can walk through those doors and, just have some love in your heart, some pain in your heart, some anything in your heart that you want to get out or that you need to be put in, because that place is filled with love. And again, shout out to Shaniqua Charles for starting a community center in the poorest congressional district in the country, where actually there are no community centers in the Bronx to that magnitude that's not commercialized. I think we have a boys and girls center, but we are definitely Miss Abby's Kids Community Center is definitely the heart of the Bronx for the last 5 to 6 months, where it's been in rotation. And so to be able to run programs out of our own community center is just really a blessing. And so many children who would be playing in the parks that they don't sanitize due to this whole pandemic. And, in our areas, they don't sanitize the parks. I don't know if everybody knows this or not, but,
Right,
down in other
right.
areas, they do. They don't sanitize our parks. And so, we have a place for them to go that's safe and clean, and it's huge. So it's so much space inside. Nobody's on top of any of each other. And I'm also a student in Fordham University. I'm getting my master's in social work, and I'm also able to do my field work in the office. A lot of students weren't able to do their field work this year because so many places closed down.
Right.
So, it's just a blessing to have the community center in Shaniqua Charles, to always have the vision for a better tomorrow. Yeah, so I'm glad to be a part of that.
Well, that's cool, and it's such a positive thing, and it's inspirational and motivational. Want to say what's up? Now we're streaming live on Facebook and my platforms on YouTube, so there's a lot of people popping in. As you see, I drop their comments in periodically. What's up? Pretty good. And my second mom, Mildred Sion, is checking in on me. Also, Jimmy Criffo, Denise Wilkinson, Thomas Bell. A lot of folks want to thank those people for tuning in.
Yes, yes.
And this is just a great opportunity for me. So once again, thanks for coming through. So let's get into the nitty gritty of the performance stuff. Like, where do you perform? Do you have specifics? I know you go where the people are, but are there places that you're specifically trying to get to perform, to elevate yourself?
You know what? I love that question. Actually, I've been recently thinking about touring myself and just going, to a bunch of towns, a bunch of states, a bunch of places. Yeah, come fly with me. Thanks, pretty good. That's my saying. So I just been thinking about going to a lot of different places. I won the Apollo, and for me, that was like really, that was so astronomical because, my mother's been deceased for about 10 years.
God bless.
And
Sorry.
so, thank you. When she was a young girl, she won the Apollo 4 times back to back for singing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And so she's never seen me perform. She's never been at any of my performances, besides like a school play and like grade school. And so, me winning the Apollo, rubbing the same log, she rubbed this the same log, being on that stage, like I felt her energy through my feet. And so that was like a really large goal of mine, to hit that Apollo stage. And whether I won or not, it was like, hey, but to win, it was just icing on a cupcake for me. And so even my open mic, when I was holding it in another place before we got our community center, it went international, and 2 young ladies, poets who are also activists in the UK, London, heard about it. and they came through and was like, I heard about your open mic in London, and they came, and they blew it away. They were so beautiful, inside and outside. And so I just hope to just keep on, meeting amazing people and just hitting stages just all over the place.
That's important. That's really important what you said about your mom. And I didn't know that. I knew about the Apollo thing, but my mom also has passed away. But she was able to see me do certain things. But one of the things that happened was when I was performing on BET, 10-year anniversary, she had passed. That was the first performance I did after her passing.
Wow.
But the same thing you're saying about the energy, that we and this is important for people that aren't performers. They might ask questions. Where do you guys get your motivation from? It's a lot of things, but it is definitely that was the first time I performed. I got my energy and my spirit from her. Had one of the best performances I've ever had on television, and you keep it rocking. So I think I really connect with what you're saying about your mom. And now one of the things that's funny when Pretty Good said, "Come fly with me," and you sang, you do know that's Frank Sinatra, correct?
Yes.
And that's so cool because you are a younger generation individual, but it's still artistry, and it's crossing, and it touches you like a song from way back in the 60s and now you know what I mean? So that's cool. So you get your inspiration from, do you reach out into other levels of the entertainment categories to do your poetry? Like, I know you live your stuff and you perform it, but are there songs or actors or movies that cause you to do your thing?
Well, actually, wow, I don't know if I'm like stuck for words right now. I'm gonna press pause on real life. Wow. I feel like inspiration for me comes from a lot of places, and I can't like really nail one down in this like moment. But I'm inspired by many people in the industry, piece by piece and part by part. And it's usually things that are like, okay, so a few years ago, I am like in love with Dave Chappelle. And so a few years ago, I went to one of his concerts. It was in Manhattan somewhere. I can't remember where it was. And I was like, I want to see this guy live. And so I just Googled Dave Chappelle live, and he was in town the next day actually doing a show. And I was like, this is crazy. So I'm like, if tickets are probably sold out. So I went to see if I could get a ticket. I got a ticket. I was like 3 rows away from the stage. Solange opened up for him, and then he had some other comedians, and then he came out, of course. But the show was so powerful. I was so inspired by seeing him live. I'm like, this is what I want. And around that time, I had met a young lady online. A girl I knew was giving on like a physical line I was dancing in. A young lady I knew was giving tickets away to a screening for a movie. And she's like, meet me down there and I'll give you the ticket. And so when I went down there, something had happened to her and she had the tickets personally and I couldn't get it from the box office. So I'm like, let me just stand online and see, what happens. And I met this girl. We talked for hours. We ended up getting off the line. She wanted to be an actor. I also act. And I was telling her about the poetry. She's like, you should stick to acting because nobody's going to line up for poetry. And so wow, right? And so I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know how true that is, but I'm gonna change the game. And so me and this girl, we stood together for hours. We walked through Central Park. Like I trusted her. We walked through Central Park. The sun was down. It was like I knew this girl forever. But I ended up seeing Dave Chappelle like shortly after that. And it was just, I was so inspired. Like wow, like I don't know. I was just like the show was so well put together. And the things he was saying was funny, but was so true. And I'm just like, I just felt such a connection. So yeah, like that inspired me big time to like.
That's cool. Yeah, he is one of those guys. He's one of those guys, one of those minds that has that. He has that worldly touch on folks with his knowledge and his wisdom. I want to put up some questions because these, folks are dropping some questions in the comments. Derek Skinner, what's up, man? Says, what advice would you give up and comers in the spoken word?
I would tell them to stick to their own style. Don't let anybody tell them that they need to write this way or that way, and to just keep on going. And anything that they feel like is a blocker, use that and write more and take time for yourself. And if you need that time to go away and go to a cabin or sit in your car or sit in the bathroom or in the tub, right. Because once you forget it, that's it. When you get the moment in your mind, that thought, write it down. Write it down.
Exactly. And here's a comment for you, and I'll read it in front of you. Excellent interview and informative. I hope you will keep serving the community. We need more who want to motivate our youth. And that's from Miss Mildred, my second mom there. So,
thank you.
So, all right. Shaniqua Charles, look at this. Who is Artist Up's favorite sister? She pops in.
Wow. Listen, let me think something. My favorite sister. Let me think about that. I think it's Shaniqua Charles.
Was that a setup just now? Okay. All right. What up, Matt McCoy? Okay, cool. So you have obviously you have a lot of supporters, because I know some of these names, and some of these names are either poets or they come to poetry or they follow poetry and all those other levels. So I want to thank them for popping in. No, that you know what? That's awesome. That's awesome. So do you have any other that you might look up to that you can tell us that might be a little bit on the famous tip? Some of the people that you kind of said, wow, because Marvin Gaye's my favorite singer all the time. You know what I mean? Musician. So.
Well, you know what? I'm a big rap head. Like I listen to Beethoven, sonatas, and I listen to classical music. I listen to jazz. I love it all. And so I feel like I'm pretty well-rounded in that realm. But I'm a big rap. Like rap is my first love. Like rap is really my first love. And so I'm in love with rappers like like the Lox, Jada, Chic, Styles, DMX.
Okay.
I'm in love with like rappers that just really hit home. And then personal rappers in the Rolodex that I get to like see and touch. They inspire me, like Mike Mizzle, Pretty Good. Like I'm just in love with like these artists, Jay Jetson. I love these artists that are so phenomenal, that are tangible, like me, doing things in the community. My niece has been inspired. She does music now. She raps. She does poetry. She's 10 years old. I'm like, shout out to you.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
For being so dope. But yeah, like rap is my first love. So I really was inspired by like rap. If I'm listening to R&B, somebody get out the way.
Right. We got a couple more comments coming up. Question for you. I kind of knew this, but I didn't know this. How funny you are, but pretty good to ask your question. Will you ever do comedy? Because you are a natural, hilarious person.
That's funny. Pretty good. You know what? I was thinking about it. I'm like, I might write a few jokes because I'm like, sometimes I be saying stuff, and I think like comedians get like a pass to like say some shit even poets can't say. And as long as it's really, really true and you've got a good, people who can laugh, they won't get too upset with you. So I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but thanks for that.
Yeah. I know a little bit about comedy, so that's kind of true on a level. Now, have you ever heard of Masterpiece? Because she's an artist on Facebook. I believe she's out of Texas, but she has her whole. She's dope. She's dope. And this comment comes from Ram for about her. Yeah, she's good. She's really tight. Yeah, she's really tight. Really tight. All right, here's another big up to make you smile. Big up to the artist up. Salute to the Queen Nicole.
Oh, thank you. Much love to you.
And then who's this guy right here? Let's see.
Hey,
what up, JP Justice? Yeah, JP has blessed the show already as well. So listen. We got to take a break in a few, but I was saying in the beginning of the show, maybe I could be as charming as I can. I got to get it up and be as, sweet and everything. That maybe you'll, before we go to the break, you'll do something for us.
That sounds good. I don't know. Is anybody throwing out any words? Anybody? I'm a freestyle poet. Maybe I could freestyle a word or two. If not, I'll do something. All
right. So we'll give them a second. We'll give somebody a second. Throw a word out. Shaniqua asked me, "What program are you using to stream this live?" It's remarkable. It's StreamYard. It's StreamYard. So thank you very much for that. I'm glad it looks good. So we'll get someone to throw something out about trust. There you go.
Hey, that's my niece. That's my baby girl. I love her. Okay, I'll do trust.
All right, everybody's throwing stuff out now. I'm gonna show you a couple of them, but we picked trust. We picked trust first.
Okay, I'm gonna do trust first.
Trust. Now, exotic, we'll save that for the second half because the second half of the show is about love, romance, and all that other stuff. All right, so go ahead. I'm gonna put your close up on and you do trust. After that, then we'll go into a break.
Okay. Trust. 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 Not like trust fund, but trust me in fun. Like, don't have fun with my trust and break it down. I said, pick it up, like artist up, like come fly with me. Trust me. And the time where things are not trustable, not like when they gave the shot to the Tuskegee Airmen, giving them syphilis, but trust me, like that fourth, fifth, sixth opinion that you know is true. Trust me in the time where even when your face is blue, I will give you breath. And back comes the color of you, hue, dew comes out at 6 in the morning on the farm or sometimes in the concrete jungle. We don't get to feel it, but trust. I love you. Trust.
Listen, let me see. Phone number. Let me get your number. That was awesome. That was great. That was fantastic. And obviously you got a lot of fans over here because they're all, but thank you for that, for bringing them to my platform. That was cool. And they obviously know because they keep sending words. And I said one word, y'all. We said one. Okay, obviously you people ain't listening, but it's all good because I can listen to you over and over and over again. So is this, like, really quickly before we take the break, do you do this kind of stuff at your shows? Do you just let people throw out words and you do impromptu performances?
Really, when I hit other people's stages, I do it. Not really my open mic so much. Maybe once in a while, I will do a little freestyle, but I really leave the platform to everybody who's there for the show. I just host it. I want everybody to be able to get on the mic. But when I hit other people's stages, I definitely do my freestyle. Definitely.
Yeah, cool. Now, why does Sneakle keep talking about toe fungus? I know that's something that you do, but is that something that you do?
She just throws out words like that. She's like, she loves my freestyle. She likes to show the people that I can rap in serious stuff with words like that.
Okay, because that's kind of all right. We'll hold on to that one as well. But we're gonna take a short break. This has been a great full first half. I'm enjoying this. I'm loving this. I'm so glad that you were able to make it and come through again. But in the second half, now since you're so good on the fly, off the top of the head, it's the second half of the show, and my regulars know the second half is all about love, romance, intimacy, relationships, and my topic. So we're going to get your opinions on all of those things when we come back on the second half of the show. You down?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, I like the smile. We'll see what happens at the end of the half hour. We'll see what goes on. We'll be right back with some more artists up on After Dark with Shawn Cornelius after these quickie break. Toe fungus. Right back.
My name is Nicole M. Watson. I go by Artist Up. I was born in the Bronx. I'm a spoken word artist. One of the things that I do is freestyle poetry. Parts of my community are definitely deprived in a lot of areas. If I can reach somebody and give them hope, then that makes me very, very happy. No matter where you come from, you can do it. Artist Up did it. You can too. This girl right here from the Bronx, Fordham Road.
Ovation salutes Bronx spoken word artist Nicole Watson. Sign up at standforthearts.com and Ovation will donate $1 to the arts.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the show. We're still sitting in the house with the artist up. Had a great first half. She did some live poetry for a spoken word. Her friends are still there, and this has been fantastic. So now you're stepping into my territory. We're gonna put you on the Shawn Cornelius Romantic Funny Man Love Seat, and I'm sure you'll do fine. I'm sure, but we want to get your opinions on some topics. So let's dig in and go right to it. All right.
All right.
Artist up, what is your definition of love, and why is it important to you?
Wow. Well, you know, love is something to me that should just flow freely. And when there are hiccups, it should still be able to flow. Love is something that lasts. I will say throughout time, even if the entities don't last. You know, love is a beautiful thing that is very, very ugly and should be appreciated on all levels.
Okay. And okay, the second half of that is why is it important to you?
Love. Well, you can't live without love. Love is like air. I feel like, you know, you're happier when you love, and that's any kind of love. Loving plants, loving people, loving babies, people loving you. Just the love of life. You can't live without love. You'd be all miserable and grouchy. So that's why it's important.
All right. Okay. Let's just step to the next word. Another one that's just as intriguing, romance. What is your definition of romance, and why is romance important to artists up?
Romance. Okay. Romance is important because romance is like the foreplay of love. And with romance, you know, without it, life is so dry. Like, and, you know, being romantic is, you know, leaving a note somewhere, writing a handwritten letter. You know, just simple things is romance. And it's important. It shows how much you care for a person. Yeah.
Okay. And I know you said a little bit of it, but why is it important to you personally?
Personally, romance is important because you need to feel that. You need, you know, I like love. I like romance. I like to be appreciated and to not be neglected. And romance is important. You know, you want to feel that those special tugs. So yeah. Romance is important to me because without it, life would be all dry. And how do you know how somebody feels about you unless they, you know, do romantic things?
All right, cool. Let me get my pen and check these off. Let's check that one off. Romance is fine. All right. All right. Now, we'll go to let's go a little higher. What are three things that attract you to a man?
Intelligence, style, and intelligence, style, and care. The way he cares about things and people, family.
Okay. All right. All right. Let's go to the other side of the spectrum. The other side. What are three turnoffs? What are the three things that turn you off about a man?
A showboat. Am I saying that right? Showboat, a showy, flashy. I don't like flashy guys. I think that is like so corny because you're probably like kind of shallow inside of there. So a show off, you know, I don't like that. Pork eater.
Okay.
Don't eat that pork with me right there. And let me see what else. What is like a huge turn off for me? Mean. And I think you can tell if a person is just mean very quickly. It doesn't take much. Their mannerisms, you know, ways they talk to people, like a waitress, like if you're rude to a waitress or, you know, you're like mean to like an animal, I really just don't like you. Like I will not.
Okay. Okay. Let me go back to the pork eater one really quickly. No, I mean, I said turn offs, but that's not a deal breaker, right? Is that a deal breaker?
That's funny. I mean, you know, if I'm trying to be, have a relationship with somebody and they eat pork, then that means eventually I will eat pork. And I don't even eat meat. So like,
wait though, you have no strength, no inner strength, self strength, discipline.
No, not I will eat pork like with.
Oh, you mean because they're eating it when you're kissing on them and blah, blah, blah. Oh, I was like, you really? Is like, that easy?
Like your weakling? Like what are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, so kissing them, you would But that's like I don't eat. I have a shellfish allergy. So you know what I mean. But there are women that I have encountered that love seafood and shellfish. So there's no go wash your face, go wash your mouth out before you come by me. None of that. You just kind of like, I don't know.
Wow.
No, I'm asking you.
No. How do you wash pork out? Like, what do you do? How do you do that? I don't know. Off. Let me see. You could do that. Like, but how do you wash pork out?
I don't know. You can wash it, rinse out with Listerine and scrub, and then. But I guess that's a bit much. But if he likes you like that, he'll do it. So that's crazy.
That's right.
So is that something you set out and tell people? You tell guys right away, like, listen, brother. You know, if you eat pork, you might as well. There's no second date.
Turn around. It ain't happening. No, I've actually, no, that's not. Because like you said, if a person likes you enough, they will make the alternative. Some people change whole religions. Like people do a lot of things for people they like and love, and so. It's real simple. Like, you can't just make people feel horrible from the gate. So it's just like, hey, like, oh, you eat meat? Oh, okay. What kind of meat you eat? Oh, you eat pork? I'm not really a fan of pork. And if the response is, I'll never stop eating pork, then,
yeah, you might get that. You've gotten that, obviously, because you did really good. That was a good impersonation. You ran into a brother, yo, I ain't going to stop eating your pork, yo.
What? I like chitlins. Like, whoa, brother.
All right. Hey, I just want to let you know Shanika is out there telling your business, talking about you love a thug. I don't know what that
wow.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't even get to that category or talk about that, but she just threw it out there. So okay.
That's community work she's doing.
Yeah, something going on. All right, so let's jump back into your romantic stuff. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rate yourself on being romantic?
I am a die-hard romantic. I'm like number 42 for romance. Yeah.
Okay. Give us an example of something that you can tell us that you've done that would exemplify your romantic 42, 43, 44.
I don't know. Like I'm like from the spectrum. Look, I'm stuttering. The spectrum is like from the most simplistic of things to like I don't know. Like I was with someone who was appointed to a board. And to celebrate this person, I like booked us this room in a castle, and I had like somebody like I had like a dinner. It was like a 5-course dinner, and we like did like so much stuff that was so simple but so sweet, and it was like so the view was so beautiful, and I just put like so much thought into like every single detail for this congratulatory romantic thing. And it was just like, I think that was like pretty cool. I know I'm like leaving a million I'm leaving a million points out of this.
Nah, but that's what it is. It is what it is to you. You know what I mean? So that's beautiful because you got into a little bit deeper to the person. Mm-hmm. And then you did something to reflect on what's that's awesome. It does again, these things are subjective.
Right.
They're yours.
Have you ever been to a castle? I'm like, have you ever been to a castle? He's like, no, I've never been to a castle. I'm like, yeah, this is a real castle. Like, congratulations.
That's awesome. Some of these folks are lowballing you. I just want to let you know when I asked you your level of your numbers, and they like you said 43, like there's an 11 for you, there's a 9 for you.
I'm only a 9, pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. So, yeah. So I hate to start trouble. Give me 3 things that you feel are important for the foundation of a successful relationship.
Honesty. Honesty. I want to say honesty, but I'm gonna say something else. Honesty is definitely important. Just really like not even honesty about something you did, honesty about the way you feel, honesty about where you're coming from, about childhood traumas, childhood greatness. Like let's be honest about who we really are. That's important.
That's the hot seat for you. That's the hot seat. Take your time. I'll take honesty, but it's still only 1. You got 2 more. I ain't gonna let you out of this.
Okay. Okay. Ask me that question again. Honesty is so stuck in my head that I just need you to ask me again, and maybe something else will jump in.
3 things that you feel are important for a successful relationship? 3 ingredients, and you said honesty. That's
Privacy.
one. Okay.
Privacy is important. You can't have a successful relationship, I feel like, if there's not privacy. So you got to have a true level of privacy, decorum, honesty, and you got to have I feel like needs to be in that pot of gumbo. You know, you've got to like one another.
Okay. Okay, and these are good. Again, these are really good. If this is what you feel, this is fantastic. All right, so that's 3. I will let you slide off with those 3. Now, exotic was mentioned, and we're going to tap back into that later. But intimacy, physical intimacy, on a scale of 1 to whatever, how important, and this is to you, is intimacy in a relationship for Artists Up?
Intimacy is so important. I'll give it a 10. Yeah, there's no relationship without intimacy. Intimacy can replace sex so long as it's there. But you can't even have good sex without intimacy. And you can't survive without intimacy. It's like relationship air.
See, now that's cool what you did. That was slick what you did. You kind of separated the 2, and I specifically said physical, but that's good because intimacy doesn't just have to be physical.
Mm-hmm.
But the physical is important.
Yeah.
And what do you get out of the physical part of it? You don't have to tell me all, but because I know what I get sometimes, you know what I mean? What do you get out of a physical interaction?
Wow.
I know that's a little deep. I know it's a little deep.
It's so funny because in my head I'm like, somebody's going to. Okay, let me get out of my head and I just went, before I say anything, the disclaimer here is that I'm an entertainer and I can say anything and it cannot be held against me. Right?
I usually put that on before the credits and actually show runs. I think I'm gonna have to do that for you before this show, definitely. So
Thank you.
Go ahead, but be truthful though. You said you like honesty. So in this friendship right here on this show, we need honesty.
Well, the physicality is it's important. And I think that in a relationship, once you have made it to that level, it's important, you know, it's important for your partner to know you. It's important for you to know your partner. I don't mind instructions. You know, like if I needed to say an instruction or 2, like, you know, let's get this right, you know, this it's okay. Hopefully I'm not being too
No, you're doing okay. I'm just getting a visual, so go ahead.
Okay. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, just it's important. It's important. That is important. And not having it is you know, you're all stressed and you know, nobody wants to be stressed and backed up and all that.
See, and those are the answers that I was kind of thinking you were going to go to because it's relaxing. It's a stress reliever. So in your conversation, you went right to a few things. So it's good. Listen, again, you are not the only one that's been wiggling around on the hot seat, on the love seat. So it's all good. So let's move it on a little bit further.
Okay.
The worst. Yeah. The worst. We've all been in love. Have you been in love? I got to ask that first. Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
You've been in love?
Yeah.
Have you ever been married?
No, I've never been married, and I want to leave my next thought inside my head. So let's see what's next.
Oh, so you have thoughts that I need to dig out. So you like, maybe I should tell them, no, all right, we'll leave where it is. All right. No, don't worry. We go where you want to go. I wrote a book called Expressions of Love and Romance, and I was very transparent about my emotions and my energies, my feelings, my experiences. Have you ever found, or you think you can find love on the internet, on websites or internet sites, or?
You know, somebody was telling me recently, they were like, don't, like, I think your problem is like your person is online somewhere. Like, you need to go where people are serious and they like love. They're like, your heart is like, you're not from this time. They're like, men in your era are not really trying to love. Like, they're not, everything is so fast. Like, you got like this soul from some other time. And the person who you're gonna like, who's really gonna love you back the way you need to be loved is like online. I went on a date one time with a gentleman, and like I drove my car because I didn't want to get in his car, you know, and it was just like, so I'm like, online, what do I, but then, you know, the people, I've had a few relationships that were like doozies, and they weren't really that, it might as well have been online, a Lifetime movie where they're like looking for my heart now with a candle, walking up and down the street. We need to find artist's heart because it's destroyed.
All right. Now it's all good. I have to edit anyway. It's no problem. So, are you a cuddler? Are you that kind of intimate person? Do you like public forms of expression, when, you know, like holding hands and those kind of things? Are you that kind of girl? You know?
Yeah. I'll like hold a hand and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll hug outside. That's okay.
You're a girly girl. Are you really girly girl type? Or you?
I am girly. I am. And it's so funny. When I was younger, I was so girly. I wouldn't carry bags. Like, gallons of milk was like heavy. I was like really girly. And then like, yeah, then I was like, okay, I'm like a punk. So I like started working out, and I don't drink milk. So, I mean, but I will carry somebody else's gallon of milk now. And yeah, but I am really girly. Like, I like really girl stuff. Like, you could open the door for me. Like, I'm not screaming, I want equal rights. Like,
yeah, right.
Like, I'm not like, open the door for me. I'm not like, please, I'm not going to complain.
All right. I'm laughing because I'm not going to read some of these comments because I got to keep it clean or as clean as possible. And we're doing all right. But some of these comments on here, I don't know if you can see them online if you're watching on live.
I'm trying to look. I'm
not going to put them on the screen. They're talking to Aaron. And Pretty Good just asked a question that I guess he should ask you privately, and he's laughing about it. Yeah. So I'm not going to give no ammunition out there for them, but they're enjoying themselves, obviously.
Good.
When I go back and see who said it, the word exotic, what did that trigger? Because we were talking about just throwing words out for a poem, and when someone said exotic, what does that represent to you? Again, everything is subjective.
Well, exotic to me is different, and not just different, something that I have yet to experience, because you can have yet to experience something that, you know, you see all the time, or that you've thought of, or that. The exotic to me is the essence to be different. Oh, and shout out to Essence of a Female, my homegirl. I love her very much. Shout out to you, Tim. Yeah, but it's just the essence of thought, enough thought to be different, exotic.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so then let's go there then. Let's go there right now. You have the word.
Ooh.
You know, just jump into your piece using the word exotic.
Exotic. Something like, I can't breathe, but finally in that good way, that heart beating, pumping, sweating, deep. Wait a minute. Exotic. Love me. Love me in a way that I've never been loved. Like, not that abandonment love, not that I love you for this second. Wait a minute, it's time to change gloves. Where did you go? I said exotic, like, an animal we've never seen on the animal planet. Let's go back to you and me. Exotic. Wow. Exotic. Okay.
All right. You know, no matter what goes down, these shows are going to air somewhere, right? So I got to explain myself, because Pretty Good says he only said what he said because I said cuddle, and my second mom said don't share them on the screen. So she's still watching, right? But he said spoon, he asked a question about spooning. He said he's trying to keep it PG. That's not PG. That's a little bit more descriptive than me saying cuddle. So you see, I see how I did it. You see how I did it pretty good? I said cuddle. You went extra. But anyway, I'm glad everybody's getting into it. Denise is snapping for you. She's snapping for you.
Thank you.
No, this is really, really cool. And I want to thank this person here, Nat Fisher Fellowman, who says dope.
Nat is a dope artist. He's like Nas, Nat.
Okay. Maybe I need to get a few of these people on because they're doing a lot of talking in the chat. Yeah. I want to see if they'll do all that talking in front of the camera and get them on the hot seat. So I already see a few. So I'm going to stay in contact with you, and maybe we could bring some of them on to have a conversation. We're running down on some time, so I don't want to miss this opportunity to ask you to please give out information again. First, where people can find you and follow you. Second, the information about the show you do weekly. Mm-hmm. And anything else that you want to put out there right now for them.
All right. Awesome. Thank you. So guys, you can find me on Facebook at Nicole Watson. I'm really more of an Instagrammer, and my Instagram is artist3_up. So it's artist123_up. You can find a lot of the work that I'm doing right on my Instagram. I'm in a few movies, a few commercials. I'm working right now in a web series called Juicy. So shout out to Juicy, season 4. We're about to wrap with the season. My weekly community open mic, it's in Miss Abby's Kids Community Center, located at 2477 Webster Avenue, Bronx, New York. It starts at 6 o'clock. So please be there on time. You have enough time to get on the list, which is always DJ'd by Square Root Entertainment. Shout out to Square Root Entertainment from Harlem, DJ Ant Live. The whole entertainment company is so phenomenal. Shout out to them. And so I'm just really excited about just meeting new people, continuing these platforms, and really just spreading love, inspiration, growth, wealth, and the thought process. And so I'm going to be having a discussion about some things. I'll leave that topic out, but I would like people to check out my video I produced. I'm also a producer. I produced my first project from beginning to end, from the script to everything. And it's called Marked as Your Territory. You can see it on YouTube. It's on my Facebook page, Marked as Your Territory. So subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. It's Artist Up. And I just want to say you are a phenomenal show host, artist, entertainer, and I'm just grateful that I came across you. So shout out to you, Shawn.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm humbled. You know, I'm guided and led by spiritual power, you know, so I'm so appreciative that our paths crossed and continue to cross. And there's a lot of love given. So, you know, you got it. Anything that I can do that you need, just reach out. And I'm definitely going to get to the community center one of these weeks.
Yes, yes. Oh, and you know, we are in the process of fundraising because we came across a hiccup where they're trying to close us, and you know that just can't happen. We do so much, so you know people can donate, of course, to keep it open. And I won't even say donate; I'll say invest, because it's definitely an investment. And so, you know, they can hit the PayPal. It's missabbyskids@gmail.com. They can hit the Cash App. It's Miss Abby's Kids, MissAbbyskids, Cash App, you know, and every dollar counts. Every dollar counts. So shout out to that. And then you guys can also donate to me, so that way you can support living artists. My Cash App is Artist Up, ARTISTUPUP.
Well, somebody was ahead of you on that one. I was just waiting for it. I was just waiting for you to finish, and I was going to drop for a minute. So there it is.
Thank you, Nat. Thank you.
So some of these, yes. That's my boy Jerome. Continue to stay true to self and continue to success.
Thank you, Jerome. Right. Peace to you.
Yep. Shaniqua, I'm going to do this in editing. I'll put the information up, but since you did it, thank you very much. You just saved me a little bit of work in the editing and post. So. She's so messy.
My nephew. Peace. Yes, him and niece. Yes, peace to you. Thank you.
That's pretty good. Has his comment.
Thank you, Pretty.
And then we'll because I think this is important as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to. I mean, I really want to thank everybody for tuning in. Facebook people, everybody from Artist Up's camp. You know, people from my camp that come on every time, and I appreciate your words, and they go right back to you because again, you're a spectacular person and a beautiful soul, and this is what the world continues to need. You know, we need to, especially in the times that we're in right now, we all need to continue to show this love and do the best we can for people, for other people.
Absolutely.
So this has been great. You are now, oh, I can't do it. That's right. I can't. So people thought I forgot, but I didn't forget. We still got time. Before I get you off the hot seat, I got a game that I call Favorite Sevens.
Okay.
These are easy. It should be. I'm just going to shout them out. You're going to tell me your favorites, and then we're going to get you off the love seat and close out. All right, you ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. Favorite food?
Shrimp.
Favorite movie?
Beaches.
Such a romantic. Favorite song all time?
Oh man, wow. Miss You by Jada Kiss.
All right, favorite book that you've ever read?
The coldest winter ever.
Favorite vacation spot?
Hawaii.
Favorite all-time TV show?
You.
No. Favorite all-time. I mean, I know I'm a TV show, but no.
It's called You.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got a little bit up within myself.
You too, though.
Okay, here's the last one. Favorite time of the day or in a 24-hour period of making love?
Morning.
I feel you. I saw the face. I see how your face is all wrinkly. That brings back memories. All right. Artists Up with that answer. You are now off the Romantic 40 Man's Love Seat. I appreciate you so much, darling. Love you to pieces. And come back again anytime that you feel you want to come back and do. Oh, God. Here she goes again.
Who? Shaniqua Charles.
All right, we want to give her one more prop. All right? So listen, we thank you guys for coming through and sharing this night with us, this show. As I always say in parting, please go with God in your heart. Have a peace of mind. Have a wonderful, wonderful tomorrow. And folks, again, I can't make you do it, but please stay safe. Wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, do the best that you can do. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for me. Do it for Artists Up. Because I know we might walk past us. Have your mask on for us. You can say
everybody send some prayers out to Silent Cry. She's having surgery tomorrow. Shawana Vaughn from Silent Cry. So send some prayers out that she's safe. Love you. Love you, Silent Cry.
So we thank you so much for tuning in. And from Lula Mae and Cornelius' baby boy, I'm Shawn Cornelius saying thank you so much. God bless you guys. Catch you around the corner on the next episode of After Dark with Shawn Cornelius. Peace out. Love you, man.